Yes, sir.
Yeah. So grand canonical potential. Okay, let me give some formula regarding that one. Grand canonical ensemble, where both what you call energy as well as number of particle can change. That's the idea that we take. So probability of finding the system with some energy ei and number of particle ni. Okay, so that is equal to, we are going to write as e power minus beta ei minus mu into ni. Am I right? Anyone? Isn't it? Divided by we write this one as grand canonical partition function z, that's equal to summation over e power minus beta ei minus mu ni summation over I. Is that okay? So this is the what you call probability distribution for grand canonical ensemble. As again we have seen earlier, suppose if you wish to, how did you define this beta? Anyone remember? We first define this what you call number of microstate, am I right? As a function of E V N L or something, isn't it? Then using that one, we are going to define beta, mu, everything actually. Do you remember that one? Can you hear me? How did you define beta? I think beta was some dou ln of number of microstate by dou E. Am I right or not? Check this out. Am I right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Anyone can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So do you remember this definition of beta again? We have taken again. We are maximizing this one at thermal equilibrium. This will be maximum, or you can do like this, 1 by kBt is equal to dou by dou E of ln of number of microstate. You can take kb here, and you can define dou s by dou E also. Am I right? 1 by T as dou s by dou E also. I hope you remember this one. Similarly, I think you can define this mu also. Anyone remember how to define mu? Similar to that one, exactly similar idea. I think mu by kpt is defined as dou by, I think, dou n of ln of number of microstate. This is somehow related to mu. Any idea what exactly that relation is? Because minus mu beta is equal to dou ln of number of microstate divided by dou n. Beta was equal to dou ln of number of microstate by dou e. Okay, so now if you remember this, you can quickly get into this relation again. Suppose if you need, suppose minus mu by t, let me write it as dou s by dou n, isn't it? Suppose so beta is equal to 1 by kbt. Let me take so that kb here, isn't it? I can write that one in terms of entropy. Okay, these are the expression that you may need. That okay? So but while making the summation, look at here. So this is, we call this as grand canonical partition function. You have to make double summation actually. It's a double summation. Summation over ei, summation over ni actually. E power minus beta ei minus mu into ni, like that. Okay, so all possible number of particle, all possible energy. Okay, so that's how you have to read this one, summation over all possibility. That's how we read, isn't it? So this is again what you call basic probability distribution and grand canonical partition function. Okay, so there are some questions regarding that. That's why I'm just defining that one again. So but before getting into that one, I wish I better to give some more ideas here. uh, so do you remember how we started deriving Maxwell's equation? Any idea?
Yes, sir.
Energy, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Energy. From energy, then when from
Helmholtz.
energy,
Helmholtz.
or I think F, am I right?
Hmm.
E, F, G. These
Yes.
three I need. Okay,
And H
I don't
also.
need enthalpy. F is equal to
E minus Ts.
E minus Ts, and dF is equal to
Minus SDT minus PdV.
how you have decided that one?
So just derivating both the sides, we know F.
Okay.
Basically, it was Legendre transformation.
Hmm. So G is equal to
E minus Ts plus PV, if I'm not
E minus Ts plus
P,
PV.
P.
Am I right? So dg is equal to, you need these expressions, okay? You need this expression directly. How you have written? Can you give me the logic here? You
So
have said
just
minus
derivate both
yes,
the sides.
huh?
Minus SDT minus P. Derivate both the sides and use the expression for DE.
Okay, minus pdv, isn't it?
Hmm.
One more thing again here, if you suppose number of particle is also variable, okay?
Hmm.
Then we again here we are thinking f as a function of, here we are thinking f as a function of t and v. Am I right? F as a function of t and v. But along with that one, so we let number of particle variable. So then what will happen is if there is a change in f, there would be change in n also. Am I right? Corresponding. So again, we put
Yes,
that
sir.
one as plus mu into tn. Plus mu into tn. Okay. So along with this one, you better to remember this part also because it may be needed. Okay, for some cases. So again, again, once I define Helmholtz free energy like this, I can define S as dou F by dou T minus dou F by dou T, isn't it? Yes, here I can define P as minus dou F by dou V, isn't it? I can define mu as dou F by dou N. I think we have taken this expression somewhere in the quantum statistics or something. Is that okay? I mean, other two variables should be constant. Here I didn't mention that one. Okay. While taking so derivative with respect to t, I have to make V and N constant. Okay. So that so somehow again try to grab this one. Any other logic behind this one? I mean, remembering this one rather than what you call doing transformation, legendary transformation again and again. Any other logic?
So Maxwell relations. Uh,
Yeah, no, this relation. I don't need Maxwell relation. I need this relation actually
so
because.
this I know a method like this was a diagram known as Batwo's diagram. So I will
Okay.
send it, but it doesn't contain this variable n term. It
No, no,
only
I
has this.
need this one because from this one you can define S, you can define P, you can define mu. Am I right?
Yeah,
Once you have defined this one in
but
terms of your.
no, no. What I was saying that diagram does not contain n, capital N term.
Okay, okay. You
So
just add that one because that's also needed here. So similarly, if you deal with suppose uh, Gibbs free energy, okay, G is equal to F or let me write E minus Ts plus PV. Am I right? Because
yes,
so then you need to define dg also. How do you define dg?
df plus p, df plus dpv.
So you
So
have to
that
think
is
g as a function of, look at here. In this case, you have to think first g as a function of, g as a function of. I think we take g as a function of, one is uh, one is temperature, okay. Other one is pressure, I think. Am I right?
yes, yes,
And
yes.
one more again, again either n or mu actually. So this all depends on the situation, or so again this may have some what you call target. I mean, why we need to do like this and all. Wait a second, let me just check that out. So how dg is defined, either in terms of dn or d mu. That's what I need. Dg mu dn only. Okay, so that's correct. Dn. So it's a function of n also. So that dg is equal to, this can be written as dt dp dn, isn't it? What is this term here? dt along with dt. Speak out.
Minus sdt
Minus sdt
plus vd
plus vdp
plus mu
uh,
d.
plus mu dn plus mu dn. Okay. So now again, once you remember all of this, you can write s is equal to minus dou g by dou t, isn't it? V is equal to dou g by dou p, and mu is equal to dou g by dou n actually. Okay, so let me talk about that one. Okay, I mean, if possible, let me revise what you call some part of thermodynamics. So but I think this is sufficient. Okay, along with old variable you make n also variable, number of particle, that we don't do in case of thermodynamics in the beginning part. So later we need that one. So let n also be variable, so that you have to remember this term. So because once you remember this term, you can define the rest of all quantities. Okay. So here, in case of what we call canonical ensemble, okay, we have written one formula. Do you remember? F is equal to minus kbt log of z. Do you remember?
Yes.
Hmm? Log of z. So once you define this one, okay, it's very we already practice how to write what you call z. So let me write canonical z can. Okay, that's the best idea. Okay, because the same symbol I'm going to use there also. So that's why again this f is defined like this. So that again for canonical ensemble you can define any of these parameter, entropy, pressure. If they ask any of these, you can write in terms of f here. Is that okay? So usually these two along with this one also. Okay. So these three can be written in terms of f. So sometimes they may ask questions. Sometimes I think there is some question. Am I right on this one, on this formula?
There are a lot of applications of this.
Huh. So that's why I need you to remember this one. If you remember this one, so suppose if you work out Maxwell relation again, you may remember this one. Only extra part is this one, so that you can find mu also, you can find s also, you can find p also. Okay, using this. So this is for canonical ensemble. Remember, this expression is for canonical ensemble. But when you go to grand canonical ensemble, okay, when you go to grand canonical ensemble, we define one more term, which is very equivalent to what you call Helmholtz linear. Okay, that term is grand canonical potential. Okay, so wait a second. Let me just write it here. So grand canonical potential. That grand canonical potential is F minus mu into N actually. F minus mu into N. F is already here. Pi, we are going to write it as pi. Is equal to F minus mu into N. So in case of df, you have derivative with respect to n. Am I right? dn here. Okay, you can see here. So, but here in case of d phi, we wish to have derivative with respect to d mu h. So that is a small difference. I hope you can, suppose if you have done that what you call legendary transformation, you can guess if you do minus mu dn while taking d phi, you write df minus d mu into n. Am I right? You write like this. Am I right? We shall quickly do this one. What is
Yes.
this df? Df we have already defined. Am I right? Minus s dt minus p dv minus s dt minus p dv minus p dv. Here minus mu dn minus mu dn minus n d mu, isn't it? Can I write like this?
Yes.
Df. This is whole thing is df. Am I right? Wait a second. No, in the df only one of the mu n is there. That's what I forgot. What is this one? Plus mu into dn. Am I right? This whole thing is df. Am I right? Check this.
Yes.
So plus of or minus of, look at it, minus mu dn minus n d mu. Okay, so that this mu dn will get cancelled. This whole thing is actually d phi. Okay, grand canonical potential. So this is not any Gibbs free energy or Helmholtz free energy. This is a different free energy. You can say like that. Okay, because this is also legendary transformation. You can see that one. So that's equal to minus s dt minus p dv. Okay, minus n into d mu. Is that okay? Minus n into d mu. So now once you define this, look at here, we have one more formula for this one. This is equal to minus kbt into log of, can I write grand canonical partition function? So again, why I told this plays the similar role, because this has similar formula compared to your what you call so canonical ensemble actually. Is that okay? So now look at here. Once you know this one, look at here. You can find many values here. You can define S here minus dou pi by dou t. Okay. So you can find P here. That's equal to minus dou pi by dou v, as well as you can find some average number of particle also. I think by uh, minus dou pi by dou mu. Okay, because these are quite again. So I can give some other formula. Look at it, which are derived out of this one. Do you remember many formula in case of canonical ensemble? We go with this probability distribution and we derive that one, but that formula cannot be remembered. So again, so that's quite hectic. That's why once you write this pi in terms of log of Z grand, okay, you can define S, N, and P. You can define all these three value in terms of this one. That's quite easy to remember. So now look at here. Along with this one, let me give some more formula. Look at here how hectic to remember actually. This all can be defined. Okay, this all can be how to say so derived using the basic probability distribution. Okay, using this one everything can be derived, but the problem is again it's quite difficult to remember or quite difficult to derive also. Look at here. So yes, can I write like this minus dou pi by dou t? Actually, you can derive it from earlier equation also. You can write as kb into dou by dou t of t log of grand canonical partition function. Okay, so some formula that I'm writing, but that formula you can remember in this pattern because that's the best way to remember. Okay, so similarly, you can define average number also, isn't it? Average number. So that's equal to dou by dou mu. Am I right? So I can take kbt outside, isn't it? I can take kbt minus kbt outside so that I can write 1 by beta. He's going to write it like this. Exactly the same expression, okay? Not in a different expression. 1 by beta, average number, okay? Or n average. You can write like this. 1 by beta dou by dou mu of log of grand canonical partition function. Okay. So similarly, I think this is quite difficult. This may be quite difficult. Average energy. How do you define average energy? Again, you need to go for that one. Am I right? Minus mu into average number. Hmm? So what is this one? Have you where you have seen this one? This is ei minus mu into ni. Am I right? So have you seen? So again, it is in the exponent here. Suppose if again in case of so canonical ensemble you had e power minus beta into ei. Am I right? How you have written average energy? Speak out. Minus dou by dou beta of log of z. Am I right? Speak out.
Yes, sir.
Now in place of ei you have ei minus mu ni. Okay. So that average, look at here, average of ei or let me write it like this. Average of e minus mu into n, or that can be written as average of E minus average mu into average of N. That can be written as minus dou by dou beta of quite simple log of. So in place of earlier Z, I have to put Z prime. Are you getting my point? Because the derivation flows exactly in the same manner. Suppose if you wish to take average of E minus mu N, is that okay? Very similar to, so again, so compare this one. Compare with average energy is equal to minus dou by dou beta of ln of z canonical. Is that okay? Just compare. I think that would be quite easy to remember then. Is that okay? Speak out.
Yes.
Can you remember this one also? So these should be remembered using this what you call so thermodynamic relation between this grand canonical potential and its derivative. Okay. So again, so pressure also you can define pressure also in terms of time. So that's not a big deal. Okay. Now, so this formula to be remembered one part. Okay. Now let me take one question actually on grand canonical ensemble that they have asked actually in one of the just exam. Consider a system of particle. in 3 dimensions with momentum p and energy he has given E is equal to uh, c into p vector mod of p vector. Okay, he has written like this. C being a constant, system is maintained at inverse temperature beta, volume v, and chemical potential mu. What is the grand canonical partition function of the system? Okay, let me write that one. Z grand, that's equal to what I have said, summation over ni, summation over ej. Let me write ej, e power minus beta ej minus mu into ni. Let me write like this. Is that okay? So now while dealing with this one, okay, you have to take summation over j also. You have to take summation over n also. Okay, you can do in any order. Now let me take summation over j. So look at the energy expression. Energy is not discrete here. So this should be replaced here. What you have to do here is summation over ni. Let me keep it outside. This should be replaced by integral. Integral of e power minus beta e. Okay. Let me take e power beta mu ni outside. Okay, because that is so there is no energy term. Let me write e power beta mu ni outside, integral of this summation over ej. This should not be summation, this should be integral e power minus beta into e. Okay, now again integration with respect to, I hope you remember, d cube of r, d cube of p divided by h cube. Am I right? That's how we do figure.
Yes, sir.
Hmm? So exactly similar to our article, so canonical distribution, this part. Okay, I hope you got my point. Now look at here, summation over ni e power beta mu ni. How do you write this term? That's what d cube of p. You better to go for what you call polar coordinate. Am I right? Because uh, this will be e power minus beta into, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking. This d cube of our integral will be volume. Let me write volume divided by h cube. Integral of e power minus beta c into p, d cube of p. Let me write 4 pi p square into dp. Can I write like this? 0 to infinity. Check this out.
Yes.
You
Yes,
should be
sir.
good at this kind of step actually. D cube of
Sir,
p.
minus infinity or plus infinity?
No. This is polar coordinate,
Okay, okay.
not px, py, pz.
Okay.
Is that okay? Again, in p again we went for polar coordinate actually. That's how you have to convert the integral. Are you getting my point? That this is actually 0 to infinity, 0 to pi, 0 to 2 pi. Okay, e power minus beta cp uh, p square dp sine theta d theta d phi.
Yes, sir.
So this part I have written 4 pi directly because it is independent of theta and phi here. Okay, so I hope we did similar thing somewhere else. Just check that out. Okay, I think this v by h cube, that's a constant I can take outside, but let me keep it inside for a time sake. Ni e power beta mu ni. Okay, v by h cube. How do you write this one? 0 to infinity 4 pi p square e power minus beta cp dp. What is this integral? Gamma of 2 plus 1 divided by x raised to n e power minus ax. Am I right? bc power 2 plus 1. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Summation
Yes,
over
sir.
ni e power beta mu power ni. Let me write like this. V 4 pi v by h cube, 4 pi capital V divided by h cube of 4 pi v by h cube, integral gamma of 2 plus 1 is gamma of 3, 2 factorial. 2 factorial is 2 itself. Am I right? 2 divided by bc cube. Can I write like this? Yes, speak up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now this would become, I think I can take all of this outside, isn't it? Or no, it is under summation. Be careful, it is under summation. But this is a common term, right? While taking the summation also, I can take this one outside. What I'm thinking is, let me check out. I did solve this earlier. How do you manipulate? Yeah, one more thing that I forgot here is I don't know whether they have taken or not. 1 by n factorial, okay? 1 by ni factorial, that may or may not be included. Sometimes they will include that one. Again, your Gibbs factor. Is that okay? 1 by n factorial also, okay? Somewhere here only we include that one, am I right? 1 by n factorial here. I don't know whether I need to include that one or not. Let me check out the option later, okay? Now, I think, how do you deal with this one? This term occurs everywhere, right? The whole thing, how do you write? That's the no. So I did one small mistake. Can you observe this one? It should be power ni actually. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
This was for single particle.
Yes, sir.
Inside, let me take one of the ni. Okay, in the summation, let me take one of the ni, one of the number of particle situation. In that one, this whole thing, Ej, whatever you write, this is single particle energy. Am I right? This should be power ni. Let me put 1 by ni factorial also. Who knows? Am I right? 1 by ni factorial. Are you getting my mistake?
Yes, sir.
Power ni. One by ni factorial. Yeah, because I need that one. I think I need that one. Power ni into 1 by ni factorial. That's why this should be power ni 1 by ni factorial. Okay, so that I can write it like this. Look at here. Yeah, I need this factor. Okay, otherwise this term cannot be what you call written in some function. Look at here. This is Gibbs factor. Okay, so now this whole thing I think I can write it as I think 8 5v. Can I write like this? 8 5v divided by beta hc whole cube, okay, multiplied with e power beta mu whole power ni 1 by ni factorial. Can I write like this? Check this out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now look at here. What is this one? If you put ni equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, what is this whole term? 1 by ni factorial.
Exponential of this bracket.
So that is exponential term actually. So this is summation over 1 by n factorial e power x power n by n factorial. Okay. So again, we make the summation n equal to 1 to Avogadro number. That is almost infinite term actually. So that's why what I can write here is this whole thing I can write it as, look at here,
So
e power.
ni should be from 0, right?
You can start from 0. So that is the first term. But again, it will run up to Avogadro number of particle. You can think like it has infinitely many terms, and you can write in terms of exponential. Am I right? Exponential of this whole term. Am I right? E power x.
Yes, sir.
8 5v divided by beta hc whole cube e power beta into mu. So now can you check out which option suits this one? Eight 5v divided by, I think option 1 only, isn't it? Option 1 only. Check this out.
Sir, why do we take the sigma over ni and integration over energy? Because ni is in discrete amounts.
Ni will change discrete amount, but energy he has given P into mod P into C. It is continuous. Am I right? That's why this summation I replace that one by integration. But look at here. If you do inside the bracket, that should be for ni number of particle. Am I right? Then you have to vary that ni. I hope you got this step.
And
you should have
like how to understand we have to take 1 by n factorial.
No. Otherwise, look up to when you come up to this one, you will get that idea. This step, isn't it? Suppose if you haven't taken ni factorial, you can't write this one as some exponential. You have to write 1 by I think 1 minus x, that kind of term, isn't it? That term is not there, I think.
Or like, sir, we should always take n factorial term below and
Usually,
according to the condition.
because that is to avoid our what you call Gibbs paradox, isn't it?
That is a general formalism, right?
Yes, yes. Ni factorial that becomes general after Gibbs paradox. So this is a kind of inbuilt part. Is that okay?
So for
so
safe
again,
side, we should take it everywhere. And
e power minus beta ei. Am I right? So and e power minus plus beta mu ni. That's what we have written. Am I right? So this again, this whole thing for some ni. Am I right? Some number of particles. That means this thing is also for ni number of particles. Am I right? So again, so this is a kind of our canonical partition function. For ni number of particles, you can write partition function for one particle whole power n divided by n factorial. Like that I have written here. Is that okay? This whole thing. Are you getting my point? This raised to ni divided by 1 by ni factorial. Okay. This is this whole thing is actually that will give summation over ej. Actually. Are you getting my point? Speak out. So try to do it again. So try to develop this one again yourself. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to convince. And one more thing, we had one more problem. I think we can solve using these ideas only. Wait a second. Let me take that question. Okay, where it went? Yeah. Why can't you find average number and average energy? You had now what do you call? Let me find this one, because in the next problem it is required. Okay. Okay, but this is not a function. Yeah, this is a function of mu. Am I right? Yeah, this is a function of mu. I think you can find average. Yeah. For I need to define log of z. Okay. That's equal to log of e power something that is that 85v by beta hc whole cube e power beta mu. Okay. Now average energy. What is average energy? Can you quickly tell me? Now this is okay. Wait. This equation we derived for this energy expression. Am I right? Can you guess what is the expression for our earlier energy expression, free particle expression? Or can you do that one quickly? Because for other problem, I need that one. The next problem, whatever I have taken, okay. For this particular problem, he is relating average energy to average n. Okay, we shall do it here itself. Okay, first I need this z, because I don't know. Maybe there may be some other better idea. Z grand. Okay, I need this one. This is equal to summation over ni 1 by ni factorial. Can I write the integral e power minus beta e into d cube of r d cube of p by h cube. Am I right? H cube here raised to ni. Is that okay? So now this energy now it is for harmonic oscillator is equal to half p square by 2m plus half m omega square x square here. Sorry, half m omega square, one dimension. Wait a second. Here I have taken 3 dimension. Am I right? One dimension means what you have to do? Speak out. 1 by h dx dp. Speak
Yes,
out.
sir. Yes, sir.
Dx into dp. So that can you write this expression summation over ni 1 by ni factorial, okay, into this power n. Am I right? This power n. So this whole thing is exponential of this term actually. Okay, integral of e power. No. So along with one more term was there. Am I right? What was the one more term? E power beta mu into ni. Am I right? The
Yes,
whole
sir.
expression is e power beta mu multiplied with integral of e power minus beta e dx dp divided by h. Can you quickly do this one? This integral e power minus beta e square by 2m into dp. So px, suppose one time minus infinity to plus infinity, e power minus beta half m omega square x square dx minus infinity to plus infinity. What is this one? This is equal to root of pi by coefficient of p square beta by 2m multiplied with root of pi by coefficient of x square, that's equal to beta m omega square divided by 2. Check this out. Pi 2 in the denominator of the denominator. M I can cancel out. Okay. 2 pi by beta omega. Check this out.
Yes, sir.
Exponential of e power beta mu multiplied with this whole term. 1 by h is also there. 2 pi by beta h omega. H bar omega, 2 pi taken below. You can write like this. That's your choice. Okay. Anyway, that will not come when you take derivative or something. That may not come actually. Okay. Now this is Z for grand canonical partition function. From this one, let me find average energy, or let me find, I have average energy minus mu into n. Am I right? I have this one. What is this one? Pick out minus dou by dou beta or something. What expression I can use? Or average number of particle. How we have written this one? Any idea? Minus dou by, yeah. You need to practice these expressions. Okay.
Sir,
Average
KBT del by
1 by
del mu.
yeah. So KBT dou by dou mu. That's correct. KBT dou by dou mu of log of Z grand, isn't it? That's equal to KBT. This whole thing is this one, dou by dou mu of e power beta mu. Only one term which depends on beta. Am I right? Rest of things are constant. 2 pi by beta h omega. I think this can be written as KBT is 1 by beta. Let me keep it as beta. Beta e power beta mu into 2 pi by beta h omega. One of this beta got cancelled. This is 2 pi e power beta mu divided by beta h omega. This is average number. Now average energy minus mu into average number, this is equal to minus dou by dou beta of log of Z. Am I right? I think if you substitute this expression here, you may get some result. That's what I'm thinking. I too don't know exactly how can I deal with this one, or how to relate this one to average energy. Yeah, do this one. Do that beta derivative. After applying log, it would be this one. If you take beta derivative, how to take beta derivative here? Minus 2 pi divided by beta h omega is a constant outside. Dou by dou beta of e power beta mu divided by beta minus 2 pi by h omega. I think I will have two term. Am I right? Pick out.
Yes, sir.
Mu e power beta mu divided by beta minus e power beta mu divided by beta square. 2 pi by h omega beta square mu beta e power mu beta minus e power mu beta. What is this part? Average energy minus mu into average. No, any way to use this one?
So from LHS and RHS, mu n bar will get cancelled. Mu n term will get cancelled.
Where does mu into n term? Yeah, here it will come.
Yeah. In the RHS it will come, no? The first term only after we open the bracket. It's mu n bar, mu n average only.
2 pi by h omega and 2 pi by h omega e power beta mu divided by beta. Am I right?
Yeah.
Let me break this bracket. Beta. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
This term is again minus mu into n only. Am I right? Minus plus. That's why average energy I got it as 2 pi by h omega e power mu beta divided by beta square. Am I right?
Yeah.
So this is average energy. What is average number? 2 pi by h omega e power mu beta divided by beta. This one multiplied by beta, you will get this one.
Yes.
That means this one multiplied by kBt, you will get this one. Am I right?
Yes.
Average n multiplied by kBt. This one. Do all calculation again, then only you will remember. Okay. No, not this one actually. Look at here. Look at the difference. This is exam. I mean, it's not what we have typed. Again, original question only. Average energy is equal to average number into kBt. Look at the confusion between these two. Can you do it once again? Suppose if I did any mistakes here, I don't think so, because there is no 1 by 2 term would come here, only beta term. Check this out again. Okay. And practice both of these questions. Okay. So this is what we have left actually in earlier ideas actually. Yeah, once you know how to define jet, then you can find anything, isn't it? Once you know how to define jet, isn't it? Rest of things will be quite trivial. Suppose if they ask what is the average pressure, everything. Now, rest of the things you can use this formula, right? These ideas. Grand canonical potential, and that can be written in terms of this one. So you can deal with this one. dt sorry, S can be defined, P can be defined, average number N can be defined. Okay. Here average number, this is average number. Okay. You better to do this.
Sir?
Yeah.
Sir, can we do like this? There is a classical harmonic oscillator. Okay. Hello.
Yes. I can hear you.
There is a classical harmonic oscillator. So the one harmonic oscillator is average energy is kT by equipartition theorem.
Okay.
And there is an average harmonic oscillator. So total energy will be multiplied of both.
Okay. Average energy is equal to average. This is energy per harmonic oscillator. Am I right?
Yes, sir. And there is an average.
Because half kBt plus half kBt, you have two quantity term here. Average is equal to kBt. Yeah, that's also okay. But on now you can argue, am I right? After knowing that this one, I think you got that idea, isn't it?
No, sir.
So otherwise, these are also disturbing, am I right? No, no,
But
unless
in
we
grand
work
canonical,
out. Yes, speak up.
in grand canonical assemble, the number of particles is always changing. So we have to take average of them.
Hmm.
So we can
Yeah,
say dioxin.
that's correct. That's correct. But I'm not confident. But this mathematics says the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
That
No, no, what I'm thinking is a number of particles are also exchanging. Am I right? Uh, Whether it is just total number into what you call average energy. Yeah, that's a good argument. Okay, that's a good argument. But try to do this mathematics. Okay, look at here. That is required for other problems. Okay, I think they are expecting that one. I get my point. When you see this problem, can you hear me?
yes,
They are expecting this whole mathematics. That's why I think you got to do that one. So to be in the safer side.